All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our finale edition of the Running Club podcast episode. 50 episodes, and we finally are here. My name is Daniel, I'm president of Running Club. My co-host, Thomas Kawase, vice president of Running Club.
Yeah.
Last time to say this.
That's the 50th episode. We said we wanted to get here when we first started this. Like, I think I was like 10 episodes in. I was like, bro, like, we can get to 50. And now we're here, so.
And I remember it was just like during spring quarter, you were doing so much research. You were doing like getting really into it, and you're saying, oh, like usually podcasts fail after the 7th or 8th episode.
The 7th episode.
7th episode. And to push it this far has just been a huge accomplishment for me and Thomas and this club and everyone in this community. We started this podcast because we wanted our viewers to feel attached to our running club, feel that, hey, like our club is still continuing on certain events. We wanted to have this connection with you guys so that we continue making this club run, because it's very difficult, definitely during this COVID-19 pandemic. We've never seen anything like this before. We always wanted to do something like this. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, like it's hard even during the year, even before COVID, it's hard to run this club. Like, it's hard to get people to come out and join us on runs and stuff like that. But this has been like a good adjustment, pretty fun, like free form. And like, I feel like we've made like 50 episodes is like endless. Like, if someone really wants to get into running and you wanted to find like information or meet other people that have ran before, like we have 50 episodes. So I think there's like a lot of content, and like it, even like if you guys have someone that you know or like that might want to get into running, like this is like a huge resource now, just because like there's someone, we got a lot of different guests. Like, we got a lot of guests that like just started running. We got Carson Biggs, the King. We got Coach Druden. You know, like there's so many like episodes that are all like valuable to like anyone, like in my opinion. Like,
and just to add on to that, like we never thought to be interviewing like a Team USA Olympian. Brenda Martinez, Kim Chancellor Wilcox. Like, these are big episodes that not a lot of college students here at Riverside could say they've done that, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that was like fulfilling like a childhood dream of mine. Like, even though I didn't put that on my list of like dreams I want to accomplish or whatever, but like I just remember like being like 8 years old or whatever, like watching the Olympics and like, oh man, like I'm so excited for the interview part. Like, and now it's like I'm actually the guy I get to hold the mic up to Brenda Martinez. So it was lit.
Yeah. And these interviews help so much, connecting with so many different communities. I got to meet Thomas, Thomas's Torrance community. Thomas got to meet a lot of my friends in the Walnut community, and most importantly, we also met so many of our friends in the Riverside community as well. And definitely just communicating with a bunch of different people within the chancellor's office, to the student life organization, to the athletes and everyone in the club.
I feel like it's dope because like our viewers are actually people that we know, like, or like it's like, because like the people who click the video, they're probably clicking it because of the running club, because of Daniel, because of me, or the guests, or like one of those 4 reasons. It's like, it's pretty lit. Like, I get to stay connected with people I haven't even like talked to in a minute, and it's like, it's cool. Like, I don't even know who's gonna watch this video, like this specific 50th episode, but I feel like it's gonna be lit because like I get to stay connected with you, even though maybe I haven't seen you in a minute. So
exactly, and not only that, we also got an opportunity to introduce our friends. You know. And so like Thomas, like I got to meet a lot of his crew. He got a lot of different guests. He got to meet my friends as well. So
yeah, because I was just sharing the episode with the homies, and like a couple of them were watching it, so I was like, yo, like you guys should just be guests on the show. And then they ended up meeting Daniel through there, and then like now Daniel's over meeting everyone else, and it's lit.
Yeah, and definitely there's so much personality, even though it's like virtual, right? Like a podcast episode, even though you might, like, I've been meeting these people, like I just never heard about these people sometimes. So same thing with Thomas too. Like, we hear a little bit about them, like just briefly, right, about your friend, but like we don't really know who.
Oh yeah, like
that other individual.
Like during running club, I remember like Danny would talk about his coach a lot and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then like I actually got to like meet his coach. I'm like, oh wow, he's like this. Like
Yeah, well, I got to meet him too, like, and know a little bit more about other individuals. Like, for instance, like Coach Thompson, like he wanted to become a sports announcer, and I feel like he would do a great job. But
you
like,
didn't even know that.
I didn't know that, you know, like, I mean, he didn't really talk about it during practice or anything like that. For Druten, I mean, Bazooka Gum, but like a lot of these coaches and also these like athletes, like especially like also like the biggest lesson we've learned from Brenda and Kim is, hey, like you never know what your next adventure is, you know, like they never thought, like for Carson's goal is to make it to the Olympics. I think his confidence is going up and up and up, and his advice is, hey, confidence, right? And of course, like, you know, like we're very excited for his future. He's super talented, the king of the of the South Bay, man.
For the 5K.
For the 5K.
That's where it's at.
Right. And so like we, you know,
like this whole like podcast adventure for us was a completely wild ride of like we didn't know what was gonna happen the next week. So or like some of the weeks we filmed a bunch of episodes. We were set for the month or something. There were months like that, but there were also months like, like, do you want to keep this going? Like, do we even have a guest? Like, who's our next guest? And then it's like, oh shit, we got Kim Wilcox on it or something. Like, it was a wild ride, but it was definitely all fun. Just because like running is something like that's like deep in our roots. I feel like.
And this was a long marathon. Long marathon. If you think about it, 50 episodes. Man, like, yeah, like Thomas said, there was a lot of parts where we kind of just like went through. Just be honest with you, like there was parts that, hey, like we kind of just like I remember Thomas and
I wanted to quit. I was.
You want to quit?
I'm like done with. I was editing all the clips and stuff, and I was just getting like a headache, and I was like.
But the biggest motivator I have to say is Thomas. I mean, throughout this episode, I could not have done it without him. Like, it
was lit, yeah. You too, man. I wouldn't have started without you.
Yeah.
Like, and Dana definitely kept me going through the times when I wanted to quit because I was just like, bro, like it's getting repetitive and like I don't know if this is working, but but it was good. Like I feel like everything that came out of this podcast has been positive. So just like it's good.
And the biggest thing I've learned is, hey, like motivation, communication. You know, like all these things. Like there was so many times we wanted to quit, but hey, like we're like, hey, like we can get more guests, or hey, like we always have to think, hey, what are we really doing this for, right?
Yeah, I remember you threw my words back at me, and I was like, oh fuck, like I'm right, you're right. I'm like fuck, because in the beginning, when we started this podcast, and like we were thinking about getting guests, I was like, bro, like it could be endless. We could get endless, like anyone could be on this show, because it's like, or like not anyone, like I personally like to make it someone that I like was interested in, had some sort of curiosity of, or I had like a personal connection with where it would have been comfortable. But like it could be endless. Like I could literally, there's so many runners, there's so many people that are getting into running that are fucking coaches, that are fucking it's endless. And then like I remember I was just like, bro, like I don't have any guests in my mindset. Like I can't think of another guest I want, whatever. And then it's just like, bro, but it's endless. And I'm like, oh my god.
It's like, yo, it's true, right? Like, it's got to stick with your word. Sometimes we can be hypocritical, or like also, no, not even that, but we also can be like like, you know, like sometimes we self-doubt ourselves. Hey, like, you know, like I don't think we can do it. You know, I don't think we can keep continuing. But like, I remember he telling me, hey, like, I feel like we're going in a loop. We're just going in a circle. It's kind of like a track, you know, like you go through like that 2 mile and like that 6th or 5th lap. You're like, oh, like we're going in circles right now. Like it feels like the same content over and over again. But really, like you said, it's endless. You know, we brought in cars.
And we made it. We made the adjustments. Yeah. Man. Like I feel like I was worried about the repetitiveness a bit, just because I felt like there's a lot of people in the same category that were gonna be on the show. But it didn't end up being repetitive. Like everyone has a different story, and like that's also like really like got me into running more. I feel like just because like people literally start running for different reasons. Like so like you who this viewer like you might not be into running, but you might just start running for a completely new reason that like no one's ever done. So like, it's kind of crazy.
Exactly. And not only that, I think also like we have so many reasons to run. Running, I think, has been such a big part of my life, and it has really it has really like made a huge impact in our professional lives, our school life, like how we want to do business, how we make friends, how we create these communities. It's been it's been very, very like
the base, man. It's the base.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I need to think of a formula of success, I just like
think of running.
Because running is very simple. Like, but it gives you some hard truths in life and shit. Like, but
yeah, and stick with the game plan. You know, this podcast, man, this is such a big accomplishment right now. 50 episodes. Like episode 28, 30. We don't really count actually, to be honest with you, we don't really count the episodes.
We're always ahead.
So. We're always ahead, and we're just like, you know what do we want to bring in next, guys? Like, this is literally, I'm gonna be very transparent with our viewers, and we want you to start your own podcast, right? So like, literally, like we would just plan out. We took a lot of time catching up and planning who we want to bring in. Do we want to plan for this? What kind of questions we want to ask? And sometimes, a lot of the times when we plan the questions, like these questions never get asked at all sometimes because of the conversation we're having, right?
Yeah. But it was so cool. Like I feel like really blessed to have people that like I was able to just reach out and like make a podcast with, because this is not like in anyone's plan. Like no one is thinking like, yo, like I'm gonna be a guest on the podcast. Am I ready for this? But there was a lot of people that were ready for it, and like it was nice.
And to be honest with you, we probably are one of the longest running, like not the longest running show, the most episodes on the campus right now, probably.
Hey, we're the Kings like
Carson. Right now, the most episodes probably right now. I've never seen any other club that has like that much content, you know.
And come at us.
Come at us.
Yeah, we got a target on our back.
Got targets on our back or something. But like, I mean, no, but we want to make this as an encouragement though. Like, definitely, like, hey, like, continue making content, but make meaningful content too.
Yeah, if you're a UCR club that like is thinking about making a podcast, like, you could hit us up in the DMs or something.
Yeah, hit us up. Yeah,
we'll tell you what we did, whatever. Like,
yeah, our tricks and stuff. And me and Thomas. Have you guys been following our lives? We're gonna be graduating in like we are graduating actually.
I mean, if I pass all my classes.
No, we're definitely graduating, and super excited. Huh?
Yeah.
And super excited for the future. Like, what's your game plan right now for the future as of right now?
It's a big question mark, honestly. But but at the same time, I'm super excited just because like I feel like my options are open. After doing this podcast and like doing business stuff, like I'm really thinking like maybe I want to get into the running industry and finding like a business spot there. But then I'm also like doing a lot of like my own side shit, like been like
empty time show.
Yeah, got like I'm making videos, like making like I'm flipping clothes, and that's been kind of decent. And then but a lot of time I've been spending recently has just been like cards and stuff, basketball cards, Pokemon cards, and like that has given me a bit of like financial flexibility where like I want to look for a job that I want to stay at. So that's gonna be my next move. I feel like that's not the easiest thing to look for, but like I feel like if I look into the running stuff, it's gonna I might find something that aligns with like my values. And, how about you?
And wait, yeah, and like he said, like literally, like it is all about being having that like I think having that passion, having that hobby. Hey, like doing this is something like you said earlier. You said that we didn't have this podcast and we're sitting in this quarantine right now. You'd be listening to music, you'd be working on school stuff, but like this podcast has made both of us a lot more happier, a lot more passionate about what we do, getting a lot more skills. It really helped us with our growth. And so like your question to me is like, hey, like what I'm going to be doing in the future. I honestly don't really,
you gonna do Fox?
I don't really know. I did, like you said earlier, I did have internship programs at Fox. I had an internship program at Disney. Media is something that I'm super passionate about. reason why we even doing this podcast right now and have this much energy, right?
Yeah, we're both into
Continue
like
media,
videos and art
videos,
and stuff like that.
art, entertainment. We're both entertainers. We're here in the world's capital of entertainment, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So
Hollywood.
Hollywood, right? So definitely, hey, like I'm doing something in the media, you know, whether it's in New York, Las Vegas, or here in Los Angeles, like something in entertainment, something in media. So I'm just really excited for my next chapter. I gotta admit, also, this podcast also helped me with the planning, with the communication, with being even more extroverted too,
Like
and
leadership.
being leadership, right? Like, hey, we had to take a lot of initiative. We have to connect with the community, right? Sometimes there might be like a friend that we haven't talked to in 3 or 4 years, we haven't even seen since high school. But
yeah,
hey,
like I hit up Rachel and like
yeah,
I haven't talked to Rachel and like
yeah.
like I went on a run with her with Abby like a year ago, but I forgot about that and like it's like, but it was super chill because I knew that me and Rachel are chill as fuck, and Abby. I mean, and like I stay connected with Rachel through Abby and stuff. So.
And same thing with Jessica Gallardo. I saw him at Coach Ply's funeral, and we caught up a little bit. But like other than that, like ever since she left my high school, I really didn't really have chance to hang out.
It's nice that we were able to reconnect because now I feel like if
yeah.
I see her, like it's gonna be chill.
It's a lot better now also too. Yeah, all the contacts, all this network. So we hope that we continue with our networks. Is really important. Hey, like to keep going. I don't know if we're gonna continue making another podcast episode after we graduate, but that is possible, you know, like maybe I don't know what we'll be doing in the future, but
a 10-year episode.
A 10-year episode. We can come back in 2030 and film this. We probably are married and have kids already, or I don't know, or maybe continue.
No, we'll still be running.
I guarantee you, with everyone in this, and me and between him, we're gonna continue running. It's our passion. It's what we love. It's how we stay fit. You know, if I don't run, it doesn't bring happiness.
I've already been running for like 8 years. So
8 years, yeah, me too. We've both been running for the past 3 years with running club, or actually almost 4 years. Actually,
going on to our fourth.
Going on our fourth. So it's 3.5 years with running club, and then we also did 4 years both cross country track, and also we did preliminary. I don't know if you did. You loved running. I saw the kid.
Yeah, but I was in swimming.
But
onto our 8th year.
And onto our 8th year of consistent running, and this is going to be a long ride. We love what we do. And honestly, running is about community. I hope everyone knows this. Running is about community, and this is why you should join our club, because usually what happens with our club, if you were here during the spring quarter, fall quarter, or what quarter you're going to be in person, is we have practice every day, Monday through Friday. We used to have it. We used to have Friday practice.
We changed that with John.
No practice on Fridays, but people love running. See, like the passion is there. So we changed it with John. Both me and him were on. Me and Thomas were on the cabinet team, and we tried it out. Right? We tried, and this is another thing. You try things to see if it works or it doesn't work. We tried it with Friday practices, and boom. Like 10, 15 people show up during that time. It's probably one of the best times to end the week too. We go and we make trips.
There was a lot of people that only showed up on Friday.
And some people just show up on Friday. You know why? Because we went to I hope like there's no structure or anything like that. But for me, I was like, you know what, Thomas? Like, I don't know if you guys are down, but we're gonna go to Taco Bell. We're gonna go to Target. We're gonna go hang out. We're gonna go ice skating. We're gonna go I don't know, movies, AMC, watch Infinity War, Onwards, like I don't know, like stuff like that, right? We do all those things, and that's how we build up their friendships. You know, me and Thomas are gonna be lifelong friends.
Yeah, a lot of people that stuck with the club or ended up just like they stuck with it because they were our friends.
Yeah, and stuck with it because they're our friends. We got to make so many different trips. We have a trip planned already. It's like there's just so much stuff that we're gonna keep continuing. I love adventure. And if you love fitness, you love adventuring, you love hiking, this is the spot, right? And also making friends too. And you know, this club is free, you know, and also like we do have membership, right? But like, and that's how you get more into it, into running club. But really, like, this is a free for all. You know, you come here, make friends, develop good connections. If you don't vibe well with people, like, and sometimes like you don't really vibe well with people. That's totally fine, you know. Like honestly, like there's different clubs, and every year is also different too. People, you know.
Yeah, I also learned
The
like
vibe,
through this club, like
yeah, the
is
vibe
that
changes.
yeah, every year it's different. But like it's also like it's a lot better to run with people sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna run every day, sometimes it's hard to find someone or a group of people that are down to do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like I got really lucky finding running club. It just kept me consistent, and I also did my like running on my own days too. But like running with people definitely is a lot. Like it's like it's something about it where it just makes it easier. Like you're doing the same thing. You're still running 4 miles, but like it's a lot easier. Like you could be talking while you're running, and like just being comfortable, like hitting people. I feel way more comfortable hitting people up just to go for a run now. Like just setting up like I set up like a summer running group. Now I'm trying to do like stairs every Sunday. Like
No, we've been doing stairs every Sunday right now.
I feel like it's like making it fun. Like it's like
yeah,
and bringing people in it. Like
especially during a pandemic too, right? Like, hey, bringing people together, social distancing and stuff, and like and all that stuff. But like, yeah, we bring the community together, and I think one of the biggest aspects is, hey, like what Thomas said. You know, me and Thomas, when we first started our first year, we found a lot of similarities between us. And also, he was a business major. I'm a business major. We both had Professor Job Corey together.
Joab.
Joab, yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but
I don't know if he's gonna watch it, but he's the goat. Yeah, he's the goat. And that's how we develop even bigger connections, you know. And that even made the friendship even stronger, you know. Background between us being business majors, our passion for running. I remember there's a lot of times we both get bored. Hey, you want to go play 2K? Hey, you want to go shoot some hoops? Hey, you want to go run? You want to do this? You want to do that? And we're 95% usually down to do all these things, depending on 95%, right? So yeah, it's just been consistency, and running club has been very worth it with him. Been 4 years with for this club, right? And we've gone through a lot of different things. I gotta admit, from Big Bear. I mean, if you guys were here and in person, we make trips to Big Bear. We make trips to. We make a lot of different trips. We make trips to Mount Rubidoux. We're known for our hikes, Saturday hikes, our practices, our community, and it's not just like all the other clubs in campus. This is super different than other clubs. Like we're making a podcast, right? Not a lot of clubs do that. We
were meeting like every day, and other clubs
every day
usually do like every other week.
Every other week, once a week, you know, and you only see that person once a week. You know, if you're very committed to running club, and we have a lot of people who are committed. Sorry, like you see them every single day. You know, I love seeing all these people every single day. Shows consistency, and sometimes our schedules don't match up. Sometimes I barely even see Thomas. You know, that's what I love about Fridays, because Fridays both of us, because the Monday, Wednesday, you might take over that practice. Tuesday, Thursday, I'm in charge of that practice, but we don't see each other. You know, and that sometimes sucks. You know, and so we see each other on Fridays, and that's a really good time to end the hard week, you know. And we all, honestly, one of the biggest things that makes this club successful is communication. So whether it's GroupMe, Slack, ClickUp, like we've been meeting up in person, email, phone call. Me and Thomas had so long phone calls. Sometimes it's talking about running club. Sometimes talking about our personal lives. It doesn't. We don't. You know, it just drives things. You know.
But that communication definitely like gets more done.
Is the key, you know. And I've worked in. We've been through 3 different leadership groups.
we kind of got to experience Brandon's too, like even though we weren't a part of the board.
Board. Well, no, we were officers in training. We went to his. We went to his
for spring
quarter. We're officers in training. We got to see his side, and he seems like he was doing everything. It was all his friends. Well, I try to make it more. Hey, like. The community does things, and we also had testimonies from John's leadership too. Hey, John's a great friend. I don't want to roast him or anything like that, but like sometimes it might not.
That was good.
Might not be the best, you know. I'm organizing things, but like overall though, it was great, right?
John was done.
It was great.
And then my favorite like Big Bear year.
And I also had struggles too, you know. I had an internship at Disney. Fox made it like also like all these internships are in fall quarter, and man, this guy, took it in play, man.
I feel like we had two presidents. You know,
Had two presidents throughout this entire thing. I feel two presidents, two different personalities, but great duo. We really matched up very well. I can't think. I'm super blessed and
Yeah, same, bro.
thank you. Super blessed. So let's.
I'm glad I got to make this like podcast because
Me too.
this is like a random like dream I had like in college. I was like, because I would listen to Tiger Belly like religiously. Like Sky told me about it, and I listened to like 3 episodes, and I was like, I don't really get this. And then like and then I got hooked. Like I was literally like waiting for Wednesday. I was like, Wednesday, Tiger Belly's coming out, and I need to fucking watch that. I would listen to it right when it comes out, and then like 100 episodes of that, I was just like, bro, like after like listening to Bobby Lee on Tiger Belly, he's like, no, like anyone could do this, but it's just like, I was like, dude, like it must be like crazy to have your own podcast, and it's like we have our own now, and like we really had the opportunity to just like take every fucking thing out of our brain on running and just put it on this, and like I almost feel like we did more than that just because like I juiced out all the thoughts that I had at like episode 28, and then I was like, all right, and then we gotta get guests, and then that even brought more stuff out of me, so it was crazy.
And there was one point where, hey, like we also had to change our game plan too. If you really watch back, everyone, to like episode 1 through 5, we had guests in the beginning, and then we stopped having guests. It was just me and him just doing it every single week, and then we came back to more, and then we realized, hey, you know, guests is how we drive. So starting with Brenda's episode, we literally drove every single guest. We were like, all right, we have to plan. We take a lot of time. We put a lot of dedication. Sometimes like we have to make a lot of sacrifices, you know. But we do it, you know, because it's worth. You know, we do it. We make a lot of sacrifices out of our day to actually plan. And sometimes it would go from sometimes 20 minutes, right? But also all the way to 3 or 4 hours. Because we were really into it, you know. Sometimes we get very into it. Get super into it.
We get into just like debates or conversations about random stuff. Like I remember we were just talking about the girl stuff for a while. We don't get it. You know, we didn't get it.
We didn't get it. To get girls' perspective. Also getting different perspectives. I love doing these podcasts because community, different perspectives, you know, getting people on the channel, seeing, hey, what do they think, and what about, like, also everyone has so much value in their experiences, you know. So it's been great. Anything else you want to add on to this before we end the show?
I just want to say, like, for everyone who's even just watching it, who's been on the episode, very thankful, and like thank you for like being a part of this ride with us, because like it was all fun, and hopefully you guys have fun too, and like these episodes are gonna live forever, so it's gonna be crazy. Like,
stamp.
Yeah, maybe people are gonna be watching this in like 50 years or something. I don't know.
We'll be watching. This is the beauty of technology, because this is posted on YouTube. YouTube is just gonna live forever. So like we're gonna be able to see this 10 years from now, 15 years from now. We're gonna show our wives and kids, hey, this is me and Thomas back in college. I feel like our kids will be like, Dad, like this is crazy. Like I don't know what we're gonna be doing in the future, but you know, like that, it's gonna be crazy, you know, watching this in the next 50 years, or when we're gonna be and having our reunions. And
but I also feel like it's a timeless show.
Timeless show.
Even like if someone watches this in like 2040, you're gonna still get the same value, because like these running advices or running like stories are all timeless. Like anyone could go through these experiences. So.
And exactly, and the time frame too. Like honestly, if you're watching this in 2040,
all our episodes are in the context of COVID.
Yeah, all our context is in COVID 2020.
But I still think you can listen to it at any time. Like you can understand it.
But I'm pretty sure in a couple years, technology is going to go crazy. Right now, we have Apple Watches. We have all these different health things, right? Yeah. In the future, I don't even know what's going to go on in the future. You know, in 2040, I'm super excited.
It's like holograms instead of
hologram meetups, or I don't know what it is, or like, is there like new inventions of how to like improve running and stuff? So yeah. Anyways, I want to.
Let's wrap this up.
Right, let's wrap this up. My advice
50
to
episodes.
50 episodes can't be so proud. I can't I'd be as proud. My biggest advice to everyone who wants to start podcast episodes, or even in the future, Isa, Sam, who's the next president, vice president, and also the future leadership teams from 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, to continue running, continue this club, because this club can last like a lifetime, and only last if you guys keep a community, right?
Yeah.
It only lasts if you are willing to do it, putting in the work, putting in the time, be passionate and willing to do things. Because
it's a hard thing to do. It's like, I feel like on paper it's like,
it sounds easy, right?
Like you can on paper it's like, oh, you could do this, and then the reality, you got to put in the work. Like the community is not like something to take lightly. I realize.
No, it's not.
Like if you like it because your work reflects on the community. So.
And being serious too. You know, we can plan something, and then sometimes like we don't. 95%, me and Thomas, like we always pull through, right? But sometimes you can plan something and then you cancel. We had friends like that too. And I cancel, right? Fall off. And it's important that, hey, we stay committed, be honest, be transparent. We're everyone here, you know, this is what kind of our vibe is. Be transparent, be honest. If you don't want to show up to practice, don't show up, you know, things like that, you know. So the only way running club can even continue is the community, like Thomas said, having that persistent consistency, passion, and constant drive. And that's how running club is going to live forever, and having that structure. And my last biggest point of advice, this is college. This is our college experience. So if you're not putting in that stuff that I just said, you're not going to get like, you know, all this. College is about growth. College is about making friends. College is about all these things, right?
I feel like it's about experimental, man.
It's about experimenting things. You know, we messed up a lot of times. You know, we messed up so much time. Good thing we messed up, because we messed up here. You know, next time we're gonna bring it to a job on the national level.
Like if we make a podcast at our next company or whatever,
yeah,
we're OP. Like
you know what to do.
Yeah, like we've made one, so like we know we could skip a bunch of the mistakes that we already made.
We know what to do. We interviewed one of the greatest world people. This is one also the biggest thing too. Also, these people have titles, right? My biggest thing is that I don't define people about titles, you know? It's about their experience, about their lifetime, you know? As a chancellor, he has experience, you know? As a Team USA Olympian, she has the experience. She's gone through things, right? And honestly, like we could be interviewing the president, governor, I don't know who we like, be the same thing, you know? They have a different experience, different story behind it. And that's how journalism and interviews work in podcast episodes. So
all right, I'm gonna take the last 30 seconds and say, for anyone who wants to start a podcast, whoever wants to run, just go for it, man. Do what you want to do. It's your life.
Yeah. All right. Peace. We're gonna say goodbye for the very last time. All right. Thank you so much, and peace.
Adios.
Hello, Running Club at UC Riverside fans. Daniel Yang here, president of Running Club. If you like that video that you just watched, smash that like button down below. If you'd like to see more podcast episodes and creative content, remember to hit that subscribe button right here. Thank you so much for watching.